morning. The United States destroyer Ward has just been called by the case and saying we have an unidentified conning tower just outside the entrance to Pearl Harbor. They go to investigate, are unable to identify the ship, fire upon the conning tower, and place a round right through the top of it. We know later that it's sank. The Times Harbor. The time, 7:55 in the morning. The place, Pearl Harbor. The date, December the 7th, 1941. You are there. The Mitsubishi A6M0, the fastest aircraft in the Pacific Theater at that time. It was faster than anything America had to fight against the Japanese on this unannounced invasion of American soil. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, at this very moment, our ambassador, Cordell Hall, was meeting with the Japanese ambassador, Tora, trying to negotiate peace. Cordell Hall knew that the invasion had already begun. High above the Aichi D-3A dive bomber, the time is 8:05 in the morning. It rolls up on a wingtip. It releases the bomb going down on the foredeck of the United States battleship Arizona. It went through first one, then two, then three decks into the forward magazine. That great ship exploded with such force. She sent fire and smoke all the way into the air, and over 1,100 American sailors went to a watery grave. They sleep there today. The Nakajima B-5N Case, the lead aircraft, has Commander Chuichi Nagoma. He calls back to the carrier fleet, the Akagi. Kaga, hear you, soar you, Shokaku and Suikaku. Laying 240 miles northwest of our island base at Pearl Harbor. It said, Tora, Tora, Tora. Meaning we've completely surprised the American forces at Pearl Harbor. But it wasn't just Pearl, it was Hickam and Bellows and Alawea. Marine Corps Air Station Iwa. All of the places where American forces were based to protect the west coast of the United States. Two young servicemen, Lieutenants Ken Taylor and George Welch, managed to get their P-40 Warhawks into the air. Between the two of them, they shot down 7 of the invading forces on that December the 7th morning, 1941. 3 of their compatriots took out 4 more. Admiral Bull Halsey was coming back into Pearl. He had launched a flight of FM-2 Wildcats, repositioning back into Ford Island alongside the bay there at Pearl. They flew right into the maelstrom that was taking place. And indeed, ladies and gentlemen, many of them were shot down by friendly fire. The Nakajima B-5N Kate, that torpedo between the wheel wells, had only been perfected almost a month ahead of time. They lined up on the United States battleship, the Oklahoma. First one, then two, then 3 of the torpedoes slammed into the side of this great American battleship. She rolled over on her starboard side. It was over a month before they finally got everybody out of the Oklahoma. 400 American sailors died on that December the 7th morning. only 400 of the 2,400 Americans who would perish at the beginning of World War II on this invasion of American soil at Pearl Harbor. Listen to the sounds of war. Feel the concussion of the bomb as it explodes through the ground. You feel it in your feet. Imagine yourself, you're a young 18-year-old serviceman. You're on the United States battleship, the Nevada. Your skipper's trying to make way, trying to get out of the entrance to Pearl Harbor. He sees that he cannot because of the airplanes coming down on top of him. He elects to put the great ship on the beach at Hospital Point. One of the explosions blows your partner overboard. You jump into the shallow water at the bay at Pearl Harbor. You splash the water from his face. You try to keep him alive until the Liberty boats that are working the waters come around to pick you up. Listen to our President Franklin Delano Roosevelt as he goes before Congress the next morning.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian Islands has caused severe damage to American naval and military forces. I regret to tell you that very many American lives have been lost. With confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph so help us God.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that it was 4 long years later that America did gain that inevitable triumph. As we watch the continuation of America's soil at Pearl Harbor, and we watch the young men and women who were fighting at Pearl Harbor on that December the 7th morning, we listen to the great Kate Smith sing about our nation. And we know, ladies and gentlemen, that was it not for these fine young Americans going to battle, America went to war. Admiral Yamamoto said, "I fear we've done nothing more than to have awakened a sleeping giant and filled him with a great resolve." That resolve, ladies and gentlemen, was the heart and soul of the American people. They started saving sugar and wool and rubber and aluminum and all of the things that they needed in order to build the great industrial might that America became. We started building airplanes, ships at the rate of 1 a day. We put all of these jeeps and the guns and the uniforms of the hands of America's young men and women that they could fight against the Axis powers and make America the greatest free nation in the world. Do you believe that, Houston? Do you believe that the young men and women that wear our uniform is what allows us to be the greatest free nation in the world? Let them know it. Put your hands together. Let those young men and women wearing the uniform and waving the flag of our nation, let them know that you appreciate what they do for us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Jim Ryan, Patrick Hutchins, Mark Allen, Billy Parker, Doug Jackson, Ron Wright, Ron Iper, Doug Peoples, Pat McClure, Bill Segaris, Rick Rawson, Doug Durr, Gene Armstrong, Bobby Covington, Robert Nishimura is our ground support guy. And how about a great big round of applause for the 6th Cavalry Historical Association for helping us put the show on today. Be proud of who you are. Be proud to wear the flag of the nation and wave that flag, and be proud of the fact that you live in the greatest free nation in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all of the members of the Commemorative Air Force, we are Tora, Tora, Tora. How about a hand for Colonel Ken Price and all of the members of the Tora Squadron for their reenactment of the surprise Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a little cloud cover and a little light breeze, but that doesn't mean that it's still not hot and muggy out there. Please drink lots of